We're talking final exams. And maybe you've watched my other videos and so you know how to make yourself an anti-cram plan. You're not going to cram last minute. You're going to study over several weeks before final exams, right? But you got this nice and pretty plan. How the heck do you get yourself to follow through? And educators, how do you help students actually do the amazing plans that they create with you, either in your classrooms or in your coaching sessions? It's a conundrum, I get it, but today we're going to look at 10 different ways you can trick yourself into following through. And at the very end, I'll have a very special tip for teachers and coaches about how you can help students maximize their ability to take action on their plans. Okay, let's dig in. I got 10 tips for you, right? So here are the first 4. How do you actually get yourself to take action when you've made a nice and pretty plan and you don't feel like doing anything, but you know you need to if you're going to accomplish your goals? Well, one tip is to use timers in 25-ish minute bursts. That's something that's called the Pomodoro technique, and you can Google that if you want. What I have found is that many students don't necessarily like 25 minutes. Some prefer shorter increments, like maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Some prefer longer increments. But what matters most is that setting a timer for a short enough amount of time that you feel willing to do is the best way to get yourself started. Once you've done a timed burst, once, maybe twice, then you might be able to sit and study for longer, but at least use that timer to get started. The next thing here is take breaks that actually move your body. When I watch students working, I see them sitting and sitting longer and sitting longer. And then when they take their break, they get their phone and they mess with their phone. It's okay to be on your phone, but get yourself up. Maybe go outside, get some vitamin D on your face if you're in a place that has sunlight this season. And maybe check in on your scrolling. This is me scrolling on your phones, or maybe get up and actually do some jumping jacks or dance to a song or do something, walk around the house for a little bit, go put the laundry in the washer, something to move your body before you come back and set the timer to do another little burst. Okay. The next thing is to schedule time in advance with other people to co-work. This one works really well for me. I look at my hardest time to take action is maybe 9 a.m. because that's the start of my work day and I sometimes just don't want to get to work. But if I have a meeting on the calendar, I did that just this week with a friend. In this case, it was my friend Joe, where we were going to get started and just do a power hour to get ourselves going. It worked. I got myself going, and then I was able to work without her afterwards. So this one means that you're able to look at your anti-cram plan that you made on your Making Time Visible page. Maybe we can fly in an example of that right now. So you look at that and then you think, which are the times that I'm going to have trouble following through? And how can you schedule a time with a friend, with a sibling, with a parent, with a friend of the family? It doesn't matter. Some quiet work time that you know they're going to expect you to be there. Number 3 here is schedule time in, we just did number 3. Number 4, quiz yourself using things like whiteboards. These things are incredibly motivating. I don't know why. They just are. Clearly, I love writing on them. But get yourself a marker, get yourself a whiteboard, and when you don't feel like quizzing yourself, maybe do it on the whiteboard. When you don't feel like drawing a chart or pulling everything from your notes together in one place, maybe do it on your whiteboard. For whatever reason, it's motivating. These 8.5 by 11 ones are great, but I also recommend having a bigger one in your bedroom if you can. There's whiteboard paint. You can turn an entire wall into a whiteboard or an entire door into a whiteboard. There are so many options, but this really will help you follow through. Okay, those are the first 4. Now, this next one, common question I get. Let yourself listen to music, though preferably instrumental music. So It can help you hold the space, hold the container, I like to say, for your studying, to have some music that keeps you going, that may have a beat to it, but that's not going to distract you with the lyrics. So I highly recommend that. Many of my students actually have playlists that are video game playlists because that's instrumental and it's kind of exciting. So it has energy that says go, 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 go. This next thing is to pay attention to your environment. Can you make your space for studying anti-boring? Maybe 3 weeks before finals, clean your room. Maybe get yourself a nice smelling candle to put there. For me, there's something about the flickering flame that makes me feel less alone. I can't explain it, but it works for me. I even thought of put up fairy lights. What can you do to make your space interesting? Maybe go to the dollar store and get yourself some extra fidget toys, something, anything to feel different and interesting. Number 7 here is make sure that your household, and parents, this is something that you could do too, has fun supplies in it. Post-its are great for quizability. Maybe poster boards, maybe if your family can afford it, those giant Post-it notes that can go on the wall where you could maybe try and summarize all your notes in one place. I personally feel a little bit more stressed out about paper because once you've put it on paper, you can't erase. That's why I like the whiteboard, but some students really like having these big things in place. Blue tape. I forgot to put that here, but blue tape enables you to be able to put your flashcards on the wall, maybe down a hallway, so you can walk down the hallway and quiz yourself. This hand motion is me like looking at the word on the flashcard that's blue taped to the wall and then flipping it up to see what's on the other side. And you can do that while you're walking, so that you're actually moving your body while you're quizzing yourself. Let's see. Oh yeah, flashcards on rings. They sell these at Walgreens and other places. And for some reason, that's kind of fun to see all your flashcards all in one place on a ring set or in different colors. So sometimes getting yourself new supplies can help you be willing to follow through. Not for everybody, but for some people. Alrighty, these last 3. Number 8 is, I know it's hard. You just want to stay up late, but please prioritize sleep. It just is amazing how much better we think when we are getting the sleep that we need. So please do that. It really will help you be more motivated to follow through. Also, fill the house with healthy but fun snacks, including fun protein for breakfast. Having more protein first thing in the day really does help your brain get the fuel it needs to think more effectively. So don't skimp on that. Maybe have protein bars around. You can also have some unhealthy snacks if that's motivating to you as well, but do make sure that your nutrition needs are being met at this time. And lastly, number 10 here is work in new and interesting places. Have you tried the bathtub without water or with water in it? If you happen to have your flashcards on Quizlet, oh my goodness, there's so much. I will do my finances in the bathtub, holding my phone on my finance app because I'm unmotivated to do it generally, but ooh, that nice warm water. I think I could do that. And then I do. But you also could do the bathtub without water, but it's a nice contained space. You can close the door or close the curtain, and there you are with nothing else to see. Put a couple pillows in there. I bet that could be a great study space for 45 minutes. So switch it up. Coffee shops are wonderful places to go. Outdoors, under trees can be a wonderful place to go if you're someone who's not distracted by, things that are outside. So the point here is when you notice your attention flagging, go study in different places. There actually is some science that shows that when we study the same content in different places, it actually creates bigger neural pathways for that information, especially as compared to studying always in the same place. The brain really likes variety, and there's more effort and more attention that comes when we switch it up. So these are my 10 favorite things to tell students about how to trick yourself into following through with your anti-cram final plans, but I'm sure there are hundreds of other ways to be motivated. If you can put some of your favorites down below that I haven't mentioned, I think that would be super fun to see what else there is out there. Educators, I have some special tips for you, so hang tight. We're going to get there in just a moment. Students, I would love to invite you to come to my next office hours at gretchenwegner.com/live. You can go there, see when the dates are, sign up to get the Zoom link mailed to you. Even if you can't come live, it's a great way to send in a question and have me answer it and then watch the recording afterwards. So please get in the habit of reaching out to get good advice when it's offered, because it's going to help you so much in the long run. And like and subscribe, everybody, to this YouTube channel. It helps keep me in business. I appreciate you so much for being willing to take that extra click. And I think that's it, except for the teacher and educator trick. All right, classroom teachers and coaches who work one-to-one with students, here's something for you all. I recommend keeping a running list throughout the semester or quarter, but at the very least in the couple of weeks leading up to final exams, that shares some of these tips that I've given for self-care, and then ask students, what else have you noticed about how to get yourself to follow through? Sometimes I even like to say how to trick yourself to follow through, because that's what we're always doing. We're trying to just trick ourselves to get started. And once we get started, we're probably going to be able to continue, but it's that initiating that is so difficult for so many of us. So having this just be a regular part of your conversation, and maybe as an entrance ticket at the beginning of class, having people put new ideas, things they tried to get themselves to follow through, and keep that on a running list in class. People are so used to classroom teachers only teaching the content, the academic, serious stuff. And I think the more teachers can weave in some of these how to be human in today's day and age lessons, the better. And sometimes that lesson doesn't have to be you, the teacher, offering advice, but simply keeping a running list of what have students noticed, what data can they collect about their experiences, what motivates them, and to put this on a list. It can only take maybe a minute every class period, and through the semester we'll see that list grow and grow, and then it will only help spark new ideas. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 for teachers and educators is to actually learn my get in gear model that I teach students for how to actually, it's a checklist actually for how to follow through when you're noticing you just can't take action when you're procrastinating. The way you learn the full Get in Gear mini lecture is you join my Rock Your Coaching program and you take the class, The Art of Inspiring Students. So that's one way, but there is a free way you can get a glimpse at the Get in Gear model, and that is to go to gretchenwegner.com/gears, and that will give you an overview chart, and it will also give you a blank worksheet that you could photocopy if you want and experiment with passing out to students and having them fill out. Of course, selfishly, I would love to have you in my program and to be able to mentor you as you practice how do we teach these specific executive function tools to students as a part of our academic curriculum without having to take time away from the academics. That's my specialty. That's what we cover inside my Rock Your Coaching program and inside the Art of Inspiring Students. So I'd love to see you there. But first, prove to yourself that even some of this works by grabbing that tool at gretchenwegner.com/gears. I appreciate you so much and all of your time and attention, and also your efforts, and I'll see you next week.